Hey everybody, hope this finds you doing well. This is Danelle here at Networkchain. Today we're going to go over the crypto market as well as some of the news over the past week. As usual, let's go ahead and get started with the cryptocurrency market update. You see, Bitcoin is now just over $60,000 as we speak, up nearly 5% over the past week. Ethereum currently trading just under $3,200, up nearly 7% over the past 7 days. You have BNB up over 7%, Solana up nearly 6% at $145. You have XRP up over 50 cents again, trading at 53 cents, up over 24%, over the past week. Toncoin, Dogecoin, Cardano also doing quite well over the past 7 days. And if we take a closer look at Bitcoin, you can see it is now over $60,000. We are looking at the candlestick chart over the last 7 days. We had been chopping around because of Germany. We talked about this last week, selling 50,000 of their Bitcoin holdings. And you can see here, it looks like most of the selling is finished. And so you can see over the past day, Bitcoin has been going up and is now currently trading over $60,000. So as we mentioned, Germany, it looks like they have sold all of their Bitcoin. They had approximately 50,000 Bitcoin, and it looks like they have emptied their entire Bitcoin wallets over the past several weeks. And that did definitely have some sell pressure on the price of Bitcoin. So we saw Bitcoin get down to the lower $56,000 range, even went down below 54,000 for a moment, but now it looks like we're catching right back up to that $60,000 range. What people are looking at, if we go back to the chart, is that people are looking to see if Bitcoin will be able to go up above $59,000 and stay above $59,000 by the end of this month. If it does, then that could be a bullish signal that we could see further gains ahead, heading back towards those all-time highs nearing $70,000. Obviously, that remains to be seen. Time will tell. As we know, with things going on in the news, anything can happen. There can be black swans, so you always have to be nimble and make sure that you keep up with what's going on in the news with regards to politics, the macroeconomic landscape, the financial landscape, looking at what some of the whales and bigger banks are doing and what's going on globally. So you always want to make sure that you stay tuned to what's going on, particularly when it comes to cryptocurrencies, which is very volatile, but it also would behoove you to do the same when it comes to other investments, not only in real estate, but also in stocks and equities. So if we go here to Bitcoin Treasury, which we went to last week, you can see here that, well, actually, let's start down towards the bottom with the governments. You see the United States still holds the most out of all of the governments in the world. They hold over 213,000 Bitcoin. China right behind them at 190. And previously, the last time we looked last week, Germany was in the top 6, and now you can see they have drained their wallets to zero. So this was updated over this past week. So it looks like Germany has sold all of their 50,000 Bitcoin. When we look back at 2024, would that have been the best decision? We don't know what Germany is going through. They have some financial and economic issues in that country. So maybe there was a need for them to get that money, or they just wanted to get Bitcoin off the books. Maybe they don't believe in Bitcoin. Who knows? But regardless, they have no more Bitcoin that we know of, at least of those Bitcoin identified wallets by the German government. They are now empty, so that selling pressure is now gone. There could still be some selling pressure from Mt. Gox, which we also mentioned last week, because those disbursements began this month, but those disbursements could continue for a while, and a lot of those folks who are getting their money, some of their money back, which is about 15%. Unfortunately, they're not getting more, but it looks like some of them may decide to go ahead and hold on to the holdings that they have, since they've already been holding it for nearly 10 plus years now at this point anyway, especially if those are early Bitcoin adopters, they see the likelihood of what Bitcoin can do in the future. So a lot of them may go ahead and hold on to their Bitcoin. And we also wanted to mention that MicroStrategy, which is the public company with the publicly traded company with the most Bitcoin on their balance sheet, with over 226,000 Bitcoin, just announced a 10-for-1 split of their stock. Their stock is trading high at around $1,400 currently. Now that Bitcoin is going up, they usually trade exponentially more sometimes than Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes up, MicroStrategy will go up a little bit more. But if Bitcoin goes down, MicroStrategy will also go down more. And so because they're in that $1,000 plus range, that usually is the signal to potentially do a stock split. We've seen that with other public companies like Tesla. We've seen that with Amazon. We've seen that with Google. So we've seen that with a number of companies, that as their price continues to go up, in order to really basically allow retail investors to get more involved from options, as well as being able to sell calls and things of that nature, it doesn't change the value of the company, but psychologically, a lot of people appreciate when the price is lower. So MicroStrategy will be doing that stock split. I believe it's sometime next month. So given all of the news over the past week, and particularly over the last 24 hours, one market that people are starting to look at and is becoming very popular is a site called polymarket.com. It's basically a betting website. People can use it all around the world, and they bet using cryptocurrencies, and you can bet from anything from pop culture to sports to business. So you can make bets just like if you're betting on DraftKings or some of these other major FanDuel, all these major sports betting websites. You can now do similar with the Poly market using cryptocurrency. People are betting on the Wimbledon champion, who they think will be the champion of the NFL Super Bowl next year. So you can peruse this. We don't condone gambling. Obviously, it's very risky, but it does give a pulse, if anything, as to what the world, or what bettors, people who are willing to put their money down, what they're thinking could potentially happen when it comes to cryptocurrency, when it comes to politics, when it comes to business, science, and things of that nature. So just a interesting website that has definitely seen a lot more interest over the last several months. So we'll definitely keep you posted if we see anything else that comes out that's interesting from this website, but just something that can give you an idea of kind of what the mindset of those who are bettors and what they would be willing to put their money on. And just one more thing that we wanted to get into before we end this video this week. We haven't talked too much about NFTs recently because they have been down in sales, but we do notice that Ethereum is starting to get a run for their money when it comes to blockchain NFT sales by volume. You see Solana is in at number 2, Polygon number 3, Bitcoin still doing pretty well with Bitcoin Ordinals at number 4, and then you have some of the layer 2 and gaming platforms. When you look at Flow, you look at Blast, which is a newcomer over the past year, Ronin, Cardano. And so we're still keeping up with what's going on in the NFT space. A lot of the JPEGs that were very popular a couple of years ago have basically gone nearly to zero, but we still believe in NFTs. We think that they will continue to evolve. They will not necessarily always be related to JPEGs, but we look at a collection like CryptoPunks, which is basically considered the first 10,000 collection JPEG that was on the blockchain. And so they have a lot of historical significance. It's considered a grail. They have seen a huge drop in value. It was trading regularly in the 100 Ethereum range plus, and now they have gone all the way down to around 24 to 25 Ethereum. And so we're going to continue to keep an eye out on that. If you look at the history, you can see, in 2022, NFTs were just going bonkers, but you can see here, we even had sales in October of 2021, where the average price was over 1,700 Ethereum. So that's definitely obviously come back down dramatically, and we're seeing that we've had some interesting spikes over the beginning part of this year, and now it looks like we're flatlining kind of around this 25 to 30 Ethereum range. Could it still go lower? Obviously it could, but most likely we think that it'll not go any further down than the $50,000 range. There's a lot of old school blockchain investors who do not plan on selling their CryptoPunks, and so we'll continue to keep you posted on that. And just one last fun note that we learned about is that the city of Santa Monica, which is in California, a very popular pier off the California coastline is the Santa Monica Pier, and you can see here earlier this week that they turned their Ferris wheel into Bitcoin orange, and you can see the Bitcoin symbol there at the middle of the Ferris wheel. They recently voted to begin a Bitcoin initiative that is going to be looking to educate residents as well as businesses when it comes to learning about the economic effects of Bitcoin, as well as potentially looking at reusing their renewable energy from the city to Bitcoin mining. So they're definitely looking into utilizing and adopting Bitcoin within the city of Santa Monica. There's a lot of technology companies and blockchain based companies that have settled into that Santa Monica area, and so they are continuing to lean into innovation, and so they are showing it through this Ferris wheel as well as voting on that new Bitcoin initiative that they will be spearing up very soon. So as usual, thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. Make sure to keep posted with what's going on here at Networkchain, not only on YouTube, but we post nearly every day on X as well as IG. We thank you so much for you listening and for you watching and keeping up with what's going on with us here at Networkchain. We're going to continue to try to drop as much information as possible to you regarding the cryptocurrency market as well as all emerging markets. So in the meantime, take care. We look forward to linking up with you soon on the Networkchain. Bye-bye.